Okay, first division game at home. Excited. Tennessee Titans, obviously a very good football team. We got a ton of respect for this team. They're good in all three phases, extremely well coached. Have a ton of respect for Coach Vrabel. He's done a great job down there. So can't wait. We need to have a good week of practice. We need to focus on getting better. This needs to be our best week of practice, not because it's the Tennessee Titans, but just because it's the next week of practice. And so that'll be our mindset going in, find ways to get better, and look forward to a good matchup this weekend.
Will Julian Blackman practice today?
No.
Is it a low or high ankle sprain or any word on severity?
I'm not ready to go into the details on it. We're still feeling it out a little bit. You know what I mean? We've gotten the results back from the tests, and I've talked to Julian, know how he feels. So I need a day or two to kind of sort out, exactly where he's at.
Frank, what? In talking to the guys after games against the Titans, they always bring up the physicality they play with. That's a Vrabel thing.
Yeah.
What are the traits that they make that are so difficult when you play them, regardless of record, regardless of all that?
No, you're exactly right, Zach. They are a physical team, and you always expect that when you play them. It starts up front. It starts up front on both sides of the ball, on run the ball, stop the run. And, we just think, we're in this day and age in a passing league, but we play this game against these guys, and a lot of it comes down to run and stop the run. So, and that's being physical, but also executing. So we respect that. We respect how physical they are, and so we need to match that.
Frank, they've won, 4 or 5, and these things are cyclical in series. Has the owner sort of impressed upon you his passion to get things turned around with the Titans?
Yeah, he's expressed his, everybody, right within the division. It all starts within your division. They're the defending champs, and they're the defending #1 seed of the AFC. They've earned that. So it's our job to, go out there and play our best game and shoot for the best results we can have.
Frank, they've kind of had their way with you guys. They've been tight games, but I believe 4 out of 5 they've beaten you guys. Been around the team, do you sense of kind of like, taking it kind of personal, how guys need to step up this week to try to get it done, especially at home?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt they have had their way with this for, like you said, AC. It's not been good, especially within your division. So we respect them. They're a good football team. They're well coached. This is going to be a good battle.
Frank, how much blame, if that's the right word, Matt Ryan shares for the fumbles, his fumbles, whatever that level is. How do you feel about that? How do you explain to a guy his veteran age still not protecting the ball?
I think we're always working on it. And Matt is extremely conscientious about it and understanding the importance of it. Sometimes when you're in the pocket and you get flushed and you're raising up to make a throw like what happened in the last game, some of those are hard to stop. What I think will happen is as we continue to get better at our protection, it all works together. So Matt's aware of that. He's always working on it, on ball security in the pocket. But a lot of that comes with better protection as well.
Frank, will you guys change up anything with Shaq and his practice plan this week, or will he follow kind of the same script he has?
Same plan.
13 sacks, Frank. You were just talking about protection again. What's your concern level, and will that be an emphasis more this week?
It's been a very big emphasis. It's very uncharacteristic. It's very uncharacteristic of our teams, but we have to own, that we put that on tape. So I think we all take that pretty personal. It's right, and it's not just we've talked about this. It's all 11 guys. It's obviously we talk about the O-line, but it involves all 11 guys. Tight ends are involved in it, quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. Getting to the right spot at the right time. So it's a collective effort. This is a good week to try to get that back on track because this front, with Simmons and Danico and with all the pressure packages that they have all this simulated pressure, a lot of zone dog, simulated pressure stuff, man pressure. They do it all, and they disguise it exceedingly well. I mean, you can't tell what's coming, you can't tell what's not coming, so we're really going to have to be on point.
I imagine that's been a huge thing you guys, the coaches, have dug into this week. 'Cause Matt's taking a beating, and it's not sustainable. Like, have you guys, I mean, is it communication? Is it meshing with guys? Are guys not trusting the guy next to them? Because that's a big part of it too. Have you figured anything out?
Yeah, you're right, we got to get better at it, and, we got to execute it better, we got to communicate better. Can't have any mental errors. Last week with the free runners we had, most of those ended up involving some kind of mental error somewhere along the line. It wasn't necessarily somebody just getting flat out beat. So, which is, like I said, we got really smart players. We got smart coaches. I know what our process is. We didn't get it done. So we got to take ownership of that, and we better be on point this week because this team can make you look bad. They can win their one-on-one matchups, and then, like I said, with all the pressures they have and how well they disguise it, we're going to have to be on point.
How have you seen Rodney Thomas grow since drafting him? What intangibles does he bring to the team?
It just has, he has two things, I think. First of all, he has a maturity about him that, just the way he carries himself, it's not too big. You guys know we say that all the time about certain guys. He's kind of in that category, but I just think he just showing physically, that he belongs. Good size, good speed, good tackler. We got glimpses of that in preseason, and and then when he had to step in the other day, just showed that the mental grasp of not freezing up under the lights, did a good job.
Greg, when you are on the move and you get a ball knocked out, do you think you, as a quarterback, maybe less likely to pull the trigger when moving later in the game? Because it felt like, watching it back, that there were some down the field things that Matt didn't.
Yeah, sometimes it can. I didn't talk to him. If it affected him later in the game like that. But it typically, when somebody comes from behind and gets one, it's one thing if you're running and a guy comes, but it's another thing on that particular one. Matt, he was pulling up to throw it, and the guy reached and got it. So it does. It factors into every rep. So the next time you're out, you are thinking about that. So that's why it's incumbent upon all of us to tighten that up, so that he can play with the confidence that he needs to play with, and really produce at the same level that he's been. And I think if we get that tightened up, he's already been playing pretty good in a lot of ways. But I think if we tighten up some of those things, it's going to have a good effect on our overall offensive production.
Frank, is that essentially being able to trust protection?
Yeah.
Because Matt has always kind of excelled in pocket presence and has mostly here, but there have been a couple of moments that maybe were uncharacteristic for him.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us how that growth and that trust happens over time?
Yeah, there's no doubt. There is a trust in the pocket. He has had great pocket presence, but like about every quarterback I know, you have a bunch of free runners or you're getting hit a bunch, that can affect it in small degrees. So we got to get that corrected. He's really good at working through progressions quickly, so we got to give him the time that he needs to work through the progressions, so we can be more productive.
As a quarterback, you can feel that, right? I mean, whether you can say it, whether it's measurable, you can feel that when you feel the rush, being relentless and not having that ability to sit back in the pocket and be comfortable, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can feel it. And so I think, we'll see this weekend. We'll see how it goes this week in practice. I do have a strong degree of confidence in our players that we're going to listen. It's not going to be flawless, right? They're good up front. They got good pressures, as I said. So, maybe we don't have a sackless game. Maybe they get one for, maybe something happens. But I'm confident we'll be better. And we need to be better because this team presents some good challenges.
Frank, given how much Harris has played, are you surprised by the lack of targets, or just maybe the number of targets for him so far?
Yeah, I mean, I probably in the ideal scenario, in the ideal world, would have liked to seen him get more targets. Again, we always say, hey, we call the plays where the ball's going to move around, so we've had protection issues, so we've had breakdowns there. The ball's moving through progressions. It's, you know, there have been plays designed to go to him that just kind of never got there. So what my hope is, Kevin, is that, you know, over the course of the long haul, his role in our offense will start to shine and will be what it's supposed to be. But he's got to play that. He's got to do that too. You know, I mean, we all have to do our part in it. And we've got a lot of confidence in him and think that he'll continue to get opportunities.